The Kentucky Derby is 17 days away, but tonight, just 6 miles up the road, it's Louisville City FC and Sporting Kansas City 2 making the turn into the home stretch. Match day 8 of 16 for both, and it's a crucial battle as they jockey for position in Group E here in the dog days of summer, brought to you this evening by Louisville Paving. Joe Malfa here alongside USL lead analyst Devin Kerr. And Devin, quick glimpse of the standings just shows you how important this matchup is.
Let's start with the visitors, Joe. Sporting Kansas City 2 trying to get back on track here after their recent performances. Remember, this team knocked down both Indy 11 and Louisville City in back-to-back fashion on the road, mind you, less than a month ago. Louisville City, as poorly as people think they have played, it has not been that bad. They are right there for the picking. Remember, this team gets better as time goes on. Let's take a look at the months August to November over the past 4 years, including postseason. Yes, they won it in 17 and 18. Yes, they fell just short in 19. But this team rarely drops points, and they're hoping that that form can get them to that ever-elusive third star.
And now looking to help them get to that third star tonight's Power Agency player profile, Napo Masoso.
One of the brightest lights recently for John Hackworth, and yes, the entire team is doing well, but the rotation by Napo Masoso has enabled this team to really be a bit more expansive in the final third, and that's where this team is at their best. Overlapping runs, people catch second, third, and fourth guesses when they move into the final third on the defensive side. They're amazing, and they get 5-6 going downhill. Napo Masoso has rewarded his team with a goal and assist recently. But on the other side of the ball, watch Christian Duke, because he's going to be one tracking those types of runs. Christian Duke going to operate in one of the attacking midfielders' roles next to Jake Davis. Camden Riley is going to drop in underneath him. I like him better there instead of the back line, but he's going to have to help out up front, moving this attack forward. Jarrett Townsend and Tyler Freeman are going to come in. With the lack of Montpremier and Mushagalusa, they're going to need an extra spark out of Christian Duke tonight if they want to get 3 points on the road.
Third matchup this season between these two teams, and it's coming right up here on ESPN+. Separated by just 3 points in the standings, this is about as big as it gets for a mid-August matchup in Group E here in the USL Championship.
Toyota's summertime savings are here. Get back out there safely in a new Toyota. Go to the lake or go on a hike. Catch some air or some fish. Adventures await in your Toyota. During summertime savings, get a great deal on the new family-size Highlander with $1,250 customer cash. Get $1,250 off the best-in-class Highlander Hybrid, or lease this Highlander for $299 a month. This summer, choose the perfect Toyota for your adventure. Today, tomorrow, Toyota.
Since the beginning of this worldwide crisis, Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport has been flying essential travelers across the country and around the world. We want all travelers to know that we have implemented processes and procedures to ensure your health and safety. We have nonstop flights to over 30 destinations nationwide and easy connections to hundreds more around the globe. When you need to fly, fly Louisville.
If you're trying to choose between crispy or sizzling, remember, the or is optional. Enjoy a 6-piece Chicken McNuggets and small fries bundle or a McDouble and small fries bundle for just $3 each. Add any size soft drink for $1 more. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
I'm Amy McGrath, and I approve this message.
Have you seen Mitch McConnell's ad?
Nobody's tougher on China than Mitch.
Wrong. No one's given more to China. Over 36 years, Mitch McConnell voted for 14 trade deals shipping jobs to countries like China. Mitch McConnell made China richer, their military stronger. Now he's whining that criticizing him is racist? It's not racist, it's his record. 36 years is long enough.
This summer, a fresh coat of paint? Rewards. Your weekly supply run? Rewards. Takeout from your favorite restaurant? Yep. They could all be earning you more rewards. Use your favorite Commonwealth Credit Union credit card this summer and earn 3 points for every dollar you spend at participating home improvement stores, groceries, and restaurants. But hurry, the time to get rewarded with 3X rewards ends August 31st. Commonwealth Credit Union. Here, we see you differently.
If you're trying to choose between crispy or sizzling, remember, the or is optional. Enjoy a 6-piece Chicken McNuggets and small fries bundle or a McDouble and small fries bundle for just $3 each. Add any size soft drink for $1 more. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Action set to begin here at Lynn Family Stadium in Louisville, Kentucky. Joe Malfa here alongside Devin Kerr. Take a quick look at the lineups tonight, presented by Hometown Pizza. First up, Louisville.
Bit of rotation in effect for John Hackworth's boys. Jonathan Gomez, Jogo takes the seat. Well done, though. Oscar Jimenez steps in. That is their capacity they're trying to handle right now, dealing with 3 games in the span of 12 days. Those midweek rotations starting to come in. Wash, rinse, repeat if you're Louisville City FC. Again, creating a lot of opportunities. Time to really start getting better in the final third and closing things out. Sporting Kansas City 2. What are they bringing to the table? And Nagamura's boys took down Indy. They took down Lou City, but can they do it twice in one season? Going to be difficult. Cerna back at left back. That's nice to see. Rabin, that'll supplement on the other side. That's a good little pairing on the back line next to Barbier and Kaveh Rod. How about Jared Townsend and Tyler Freeman? If it's not Mushigalusa, and Montpremier or Wilson Harris, can it be one of those two, including Dominic Reshitar? Only time will tell.
This crowd's ready to get into it. John Hackworth ready to get this going as well. Is this when his team finally kicks it into gear? We are underway. Third matchup of the season between Louisville City FC and Sporting Kansas City 2. Sporting Kansas City 2 in their light blues going from right to left, and Louisville in their traditional home kits from left to right. This portion of tonight's game is brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. And the last time these teams played, it was Sporting Kansas City 2 who got off to the quick start. Reshitar got the goal in the 8th minute to kick things off. Their first meeting came on July 25th. It was a 1-0 victory for Ben Lunt and Louisville City FC. Second time around, Sporting Kansas City comes up with a win 2-1. John Hackworth was very happy with the way his team played in the second game, but he acknowledged that, look, soccer sometimes is just a wacky sport, and they didn't get the result.
Apparently he had a conversation with their kit manager, Ben Hulsman, was able to match his dress shirts. Custom fit has to be for John Hackworth tonight, matching up with those training tops on the sideline. Well done, sir.
Oscar Jimenez set to get it back in. First meaningful touch in the attacking third of the match for Cameron Lancaster. Team's talisman up top. Gavin Kornacki sends that one. The academy player getting his second start of the season now for Sporting Kansas City 2. And they look over the top quickly. Lunt out, has to head that one. The big 6'6" goalkeeper draws the foul as well. Odd moment, top of the box. Didn't come quickly enough to get into his hands, just had to head it away. And Tyler Freeman comes clattering in.
This is quality by Ben Lunt coming off the line. Recognizes that he's got to be quick to the spot, but at the same point in time, the challenge is going to come. It's not going to be an easy one to stand up against the on-running attacker, but Ben Lunt, 6'6", and that body frame, not that much of an issue. They're doing a good job of protecting him, and just some pregame jitters right now, Joe. Everybody trying to settle down a little bit.
And the 17-year-old Tyler Freeman, the one who ran into him, making his first appearance this season. Appeared 17 times last year for the squad. Cerna to push up on the left. Masoso not letting him go anywhere but turning back, and that's something that this team has shifted to over the last few games, pushing Napo Masoso up further on the pitch. McMahon nods it away. Speedy Williams will look to build out. Shouts for something wanting to be called by Yusuf El Masousi. Play continues. First 2 times these teams met this season, everything was pretty even as far as possession and building up. 50.3 to 49.7, the official possession numbers in the first matchup, then 54 to 46, both times in favor of Louisville, but right there.
The way that Sporting Kansas City too like to build, the organization in general, to be fair, whether it's academy or the main team under Peter Vermees, to maintain possession, beautiful shape, quality rotation, all things that Blue City emulate within their squad, of course. They don't mind giving it up if need be, but they've done a really good job over this stretch, going toe-to-toe with some of the bigger boys in the Eastern Conference.
Obono tries to find Lancaster. That one's sent away by Riley. And now a docuseries just released from Bleacher Report and Audi about the Sporting Kansas City Academy, and good inside look at how they are running their program. Jimenez tries to keep this one in, but it's shielded out on the end line. Tonight's keys to the game are powered by Kentucky Lottery. Reminds you that lottery proceeds fund college, scholarship, and grant programs, including every dollar of the popular Keys Scholarship Program.
The moody midfield goes back to really the recent performances by Sporting Kansas City too, and lack thereof in the midfield. Really the last game against St. Louis FC, it's the first time that I saw them drift in and out, and that hasn't been the case. They've done a good job standing on the ball and dictating the tempo. They need to get back to it so they don't pick up any more blues. And squad rotation, that goes both ways for Lou City FC. John Hackworth quite adamant coming into the season, and he stays consistent as well in his decision making that he's going to rotate the pieces. But that rotation, regardless who is on the pitch, Joe, they have to make sure they're carrying that rotation in terms of actual positioning on the field, getting that movement by Masoso, Corbin Bone in the back line as well.
A handball called here after the giveaway in the defensive third by Louisville. It was Paolo Del Piccolo, the captain, who did well to win it back. And while you were going through the keys, Devin, a good look at the crowd here at Lynn Family Stadium. And John Hackworth said it's a bit bittersweet right now. It's great to have them. It's great to have 8 games in a row at home, but he knows what this stadium could look like when it is filled to capacity, and he's very excited for that day to come, of course, when it is safe to do so.
The terminology that John Hackworth likes to use respectfully is the cathedral that, of course, has been built out here, Butchertown. It's the continued culture building that is Lou City FC, and of course racing now adding themselves into the equation with NWSL right around the corner.
And this sets up a dangerous set piece, maybe to give the fans something to cheer about. And in the young history of this team, plenty to cheer about with 2 stars on the chest already.
You know, it's surprising here that Cameron Lancaster's playing at the hold-up point. I got to find out who's Cam's barber is. It seems like he's changing his hair every single game now. Good for him. We saw that a lot recently, though. He's dropping down deeper into the midfield, holding up, and hasn't exactly seen a boatload of runs in behind him. Like it when he plays the higher line. Don't mind him stepping in and being that focal point. But position-wise, maybe just not as deep.
4 goals already this season. Jimenez, Del Piccolo stand over it. It's Del Piccolo, whipped in, Lancaster, but he can't direct it towards goal. That was your first 5th third free kick of the match. And very quickly the other way, Freeman. Speedy Williams, as always, dropping back in the center of the park and winning it back for Louisville momentarily. Williams has been the linchpin in the middle of this midfield for this Lou City FC squad. The youngster Kornecki under a little bit of pressure by Lancaster. Already past the 8th minute. Again, that's where Sporting Kansas City broke the deadlock last time out. It was a goal from Reshitar. Freeman working on McMahon. Riley. Lancaster, as you mentioned before, Devin, dropping a lot deeper to take this one.
I'm going to not the worst look. The problem is when they are going in transition quickly, sometimes you lose the presence. Located right on that back line, and it's no fault of their own. It's just the way that Lou City is really situating themselves right now. Cam comes down deep. You get pushes on the outside. Tonight it's out of Jimenez and McMahon. Del Piccolo, Corbin Bone tucking themselves in. Masoso, Opano doing the same thing. They do gain the width appropriately, but the problem is that 9 spot up top, you don't get a stretch coming out of the midfield that you would get if Masoso was in there next to Del Piccolo or Bone, instead being situated outside. So just something to keep an eye on for them. It's one of the talking points that hasn't maybe been the best form over the past few matches. Again, the overall product hasn't been bad for Lou City whatsoever. It's more so been about, can they be clinical enough in the final third? And to be honest, don't think that they were that great in the Loudoun game. They still found a way to get it done though, right? And that was something different than what you saw earlier in this season, including that match back on July 29th, where it seemed like for the better portion of 50, 60 minutes, opportunity after opportunity pushed by the wayside. And next thing you know, Sporting Kansas City 2 grabs one at the end. They get out of here with 3 points.
And that's exactly what John Hackworth said. He put it as simply and as plainly as you could put it. It's a wacky game sometimes, and you never know. Sometimes you're the better team, you lose, you don't get the result. Sometimes you are the lesser of the two sides, and you get the 3 points.
Talking around the league, a lot of people upset by Lou City's performance. They're still creating, though.
Opano looking to create here. Lancaster takes it down, the volley! A Stoppage end goes nuts. Early goal for Cameron Lancaster.
Exactly what we were asking for, though, Joe. Notice, Cameron Lancaster drops right in between that back line for sure. But when the rotation comes to the outside, even though there's a tiny bit of hold-up play, he doesn't rest on his laurels. He stretches this game, and this is the exact presence. Watch the interchange. Jimenez tucks himself in just for a second. Opano inverts on the outside, and then you've got the run by the number 9 up top. Lancaster just tucks himself right in between Barbier and Cave Rod. The tiniest of angles is all the Englishman needs. Comes off the chest, bottom corner, and they're off and running.
That goal is presented by Kentucky Lottery, fueling imagination, funding education. Kentucky Lottery. 5th goal of the season for Lancaster. Similar to their recent matchup against Indy 11, they get that goal in the first quarter hour to put them on the front foot. SKC looking to get it right back. Freeman on his left foot, has a go. Blocked away by McMahon, now Masoso will look to build out.
Just notice once again, Joe, as quick as this team is in build-up, they do like to move the ball around a lot, so it's quick, slow on the backside. You move up high, stretch the lines. But when you do, you have to find a way, not just to have a player in or around the 18. You got to find someone that's clinical finishing. Who better than Cameron Lancaster, of course. And that's not being disrespectful to Opano, Masoso, or any of the other ones that can come out of the midfield. When you have a talisman striker like Lancaster, use him to the best of your abilities. He's got the technique to be able to bring that down in space. More importantly, he knows how to create it on its own as well. And he's so good at dropping in between the two center backs. He recognizes that Raven has stepped outside. He's chasing. Rod is going to shift towards that side as well. So that a little bit of space opens up. It's a little shimmy. He's off and running. 2 little touches in the back of the net.
More space now for Masoso. Looking to double it early. Step over, poked away by Cerna. Well defended. McMahon tries to keep it alive. And now Freeman will take it the other way. Now as we approach the quarter hour mark, one thing John Hackworth did say is he wanted to see his team keep its guard up as we near that hydration break at the halfway mark, at the half hour mark. He likes it. It's good for the health of the players. It's good for some tactical changes. But he's noticed around the league that with that in the back of players' minds, they let their guard down, and he's seeing goals happen right before the hydration break.
There are a few teams that are coming up pretty spirited But I would say that I would have to side on agreement with John Hackworth there. And understanding that that level of intensity coming out. Yeah, the team talk, as you mentioned, quick little spirit. You're back to playing again. Also have to be careful in terms of letting their guard down when it comes to transitional play, coming off of set pieces. I have noticed recently with Lou City, we've already got one glimpse of it on the corner where Pat McMahon got caught out. And you had Del Piccolo dropping all the way back to that outside back position. Of course, he's capable of getting it done. That's not the point. Maintain shape and consistency at all costs when possible.
And now their little ace in the hole is always, though, Speedy Williams, always able to drop back in the middle of that defensive line and help when need be. Masoso's been lively on that right side. But yet SKC able to clear the line. Masoso forces a turnover high up the pitch. Can they run? He's got help with him, Bone, Williams. He finds Bone. Lancaster up there, they try to play through. But Lou City has been on the front foot against this SK team in the shot department as well. 38 shots to 16 through the first two matchups. That one too long for McMahon.
Drop one more in there. On the singularity that is Sporting Kansas City too right now. It's not some bad building up so far. Dylan Cerna coming out of this left back position has the luxury of that man right there, Paulo Nagamura, being right next to his near touchline. Always nice to receive direction from your manager. The problem is the glorious rotation we've talked about for Lou City hasn't been on display for Sporting Kansas City too. That is why they were able to take down Lou City and Indy 11. Of course, most recently, a late slip up against St. Louis FC where they pretty much bossed the entire game, to be fair. It's another fantastic performance on the road, and it's hard to understate how difficult it is for this team every single game, Joe, going on the road. Remember, they played at home on March 8th. They don't play at home again until the 22nd, and guess what? That is their only home game of this entire run-in. It's an opt-out that they decided upon, and though it suited them well so far, it's still really difficult, both from a physical standpoint and mentally. The travel, you gain constant fatigue, even when you're not playing, in and out of hotel rooms, off buses, planes, you name it.
And now Nagamura tried to look at the positives of only having those two home games. One of them is that it's going to be great for the development of the young guys having a grueling season, but it doesn't necessarily translate to the point column. Townsend looking over his shoulder for the run. He has it. Sent in. And right away. Lexi Suwahi makes the clearance. SKC regroups. Freeman with it now. Townsend had that cross in, that play up the wing a moment ago. Again, we highlighted at the top, two new wingers tonight. Montpremier, Mushagalusa not in there for Sporting Kansas City 2.
Well, the good news is that, heaven forbid, they have to go to the bench, which, given the circumstances everybody's playing under right now, seems like almost every single match people are going 4 or 5 deep, and who can you blame them? Montpremier is available for selection, Musa Galusa not. You and I were talking off air, Joe, they can really fly. And the ability to stretch on the outside. The combination with Wilson Harris in the middle as well. Some of the more spectacular trios that I'd enjoy watching around the league.
And that entire trio, again, as you mentioned, not in it tonight. Harris also available for selection off the bench, but all three of them, the pace, the confidence to cut in and shoot anytime from anywhere, always have to be wary on that back line. It was Harris in the 83rd who got the winner the last time these two teams met. Reshatar, who starts in his place tonight, got the opener. Freeman looking lively. Taken down by McMahon, and the whistle is blown. Set piece opportunity now for SKC to get it across.
This is one of the more frustrating rules in the entire IFAB book, and I've had this conversation before, but Pat McMahon, he gets the ball. The problem is you're coming from behind. It's the flying studs No referee likes it, and I've been in that situation so many times. Because it's clean. Watch him. Now it's poor playing out of the back for sure, and he's done it twice now, so something to keep an eye on. But look, coming from a restricted position, you're always going to get yourself in trouble with the referee. And in turn, you're gifted an opportunity to the opposition.
SKC plays quickly, goes back, lofted in. Flicked away for the moment. Looked like McMahon who got a head in there to it. Kept alive. Back post. Lewin looks over at it. Sent in. Dangerous area. And McMahon again there to clear. Bad giveaway at the back. Speedy Williams cleans it up. Corner conceded. Minute mark. Chance for SKC on the corner. Their first of the night. They go short and quick. Splitting the defense there before it is cleared was Reshitar. Opportunity goes by the wayside. Again looking for Freeman on the surging ball in. Jake Davis featured prominently in that new docuseries on Twitter. One of the bright young academy players for this side that Nagamura was most excited about. He always deflects when talking about individual players, but that was one player he led on that he is very excited about in this program. Jimenez forces the turnover. Looks like Jimenez and McMahon have flipped sides as well on that back line for Louisville. McMahon defending here. Who's it last off of? McMahon, another corner.
A little flip-flop right there by McMahon and Oscar Jimenez. Jimenez, of course, more than happy to go either on the left or the right here. It's not necessarily the look you see out of Pat McMahon, so just drifting in there. Fantastic touch by Dylan Cerna just moments ago to keep it alive. They like to play short, and they do again.
And again, Lou City able to deal with it. Kept alive, Reshitar. Weaves through a few jerseys. Shot only finds the back of Suwahi. Ever since the goal, looks like SKC has settled in. Early going, leading the possession tally, 56-44. Lancaster. The intercept, waits for some help, gets it in Willems. Lancaster taken down by Riley cleanly.
It's an area where the youngster Jake Davis has to understand that the counterattacking option was on, especially on the far side. Space wide open. That's where you have the luxury when Harris, Mushagalusa, and Montpremier are on the pitch. They'll tend to go at that. The three of them will run downhill together. That's obviously an option that hasn't necessarily crossed the minds tonight of the likes of Tyler Freeman and Jaron Townsend. Now, Townsend's more than capable, but he's a hold-up player as well. He's got speed, not blazing. Jake Davis picks his head up. Always got to have it on a swivel here, especially against this Lou City squad. Quick little turn, even if it's on a half. 30 yards to run. Take a touch and push this envelope a little bit. If anything, you give yourself an opportunity to reset the lines. Push that back line a bit higher, make it more difficult for Lou City to try and play through.
Jimenez back over on the left. Finds Bone. Openo had the assist on the first and only goal of the game so far to Lancaster. From Openo, it's all the way back around now. Tosh surveys his options. As you mentioned, Devin, they can go quickly, they can build slowly. Building slowly now through Williams. Nearing that 5-minute mark away from that hydration break. This is what Hackworth highlighted That's a time not to let that guard down. Lancaster on the heels of Riley, forced to go back.
Problem right now for Sporting Kansas City too, Joe. Just keep an eye on the midfield. Really struggling to get that man right there, Camden Riley, on the ball in a much higher position. Now, what they'll do is they'll push Dylan Cerna and Rabin up, and I understand that's what they're going after. The problem is when Camden Riley drops in the back to help out their two center backs, he's so deep when he regains possession, he has no ability to link up with Christian Duke and Jake Davis. So you're looking at about 30-yard gap between that midfield triangle. And that's the link you want right there. The quick little touch. Now when you come back outside, now where does the third pivot point come from? Out of the midfield. If you push it to one of your ones up top, just like they did, again, the space in the middle just lacking. It's a better build out for sure for Sporting Kansas City too. But look, you give it away, and now you've entangled yourself in the wrong spots.
Masoso, Lancaster on his left foot. Looking to double his tally, gives it back to Tosh instead. Floated, back post, headed in. Flag was up.
Four good decisions, one bad, and all of a sudden, you look all out of sorts. It's exactly what Nagamura is not going to want out of his youngsters.
They win it back, though, immediately. Del Piccolo. Masoso and Lancaster going through. Masoso, flag, stays down, shot is saved. Gavin Kronecki making himself big and keeping this a 1-0 game right now.
Some of the opportunities that we are talking about, though, Joe, got to finish these off. Is the offside? It doesn't matter. Sporting Kansas City 2. You learn this when you're 5 years old. Play to the last whistle. Quality save by Gavin Kronecki coming off the line. But if you're Napa Masosa, you have to do better. These are why in games past, moments like that have come back to bite them.
Corner kicks are presented by Single Point Solution, in your corner with superior customer support. Single Point Solutions. First of the match for Louisville. Delivery, Jimenez. Back post, Lancaster, dangerous area, off the post. Friendly fire there. Last off an SKC player, then the post. And it sets up another corner for Louisville.
The pressure is not going to stop now. Continue to cook this. Wave after wave of attack. Oscar Jimenez going side to side. Well done by Lancaster. All he's doing here, drifting to the back post. Not the highest of stature. Notice how he gets lost in the group. Just sticks this back into a danger zone, hoping someone can get a little knock on it. And they go again.
They try again. Headed towards frame. Jump by Kronecki. As it floated dangerously close to that top corner. The 17-year-old keeper comes up big once again in that sequence. Second appearance for the youngster Kronecki between the sticks for SKC. Signed his academy deal in late 2019. And joined this academy from Sacramento Republic's academy from his native Fair Oaks, California, making the trip eastward. Openo weaves through that blue sea. Jake Davis couldn't come through with it. Louisville on the front foot again. Soso been very active so far tonight, and that chance a moment ago might keep him up tonight. If you're just joining us as we near the half-hour mark, Joe Malfa here alongside Devin Kerr. Cameron Lancaster's goal the difference right now in the 11th minute. These two teams separated by just 3 points in Group E here in this modified USL Championship season. Flick on by Lancaster. Nice little hesitation by Openo. In the clear, on his right foot. 2-0 Louisville City FC. They are off and running tonight.
Once again, fantastic distribution. This time, coming out of Cameron Lancaster. This flick down into the corner is all the rotation that we're talking about. Again, it starts with Jimenez. When Lancaster does come deep, we said the only reason you don't want him coming that deep is because we haven't seen that extra step by anybody else in a Lou City jersey. Corbett Bone, hold my water. Check this stretch. Lovely movement coming up top. Watch him explode, gets into a 1v1. And though Cameron Lancaster's the marksman, Corbin Bone can finish it with the best of them as well. Just tucks this into the bottom corner inside 30 minutes, and they are more than happy to cushion that lead.
That goal is presented by Kentucky Lottery, fueling imagination, funding education. Kentucky Lottery. Devin John Hackworth talked about being careful to not concede, letting the guard down, going into that hydration break. Well, a few moments from that hydration break, his team doubles the lead.
And for everybody at home, it's almost the exact same goal. And people are going to kind of turn their head and say, what are you talking about? Well, quite simply, you start with Jimenez coming in the back. He's playing the long ball up top. The first one comes to his right foot that he bends away from the defending player and allows Openo to get out in front, and he can get it into Lancaster. This time around, you drop Lancaster down into a reserve position, and then the space becomes occupied by Corbin Bone. The difference, Jimenez comes with the left to bring it into Lancaster's pass. Quick little touchdown into the corner, and they go. It's fantastic stuff by Lou City. You ever get the opportunity to witness what they're capable of on the training ground, you could not have drawn it up any better. It's exactly the type of thing that comes out of John Hackworth's little black book.
Now they got to defend a set piece here. But they do so with a 2-goal cushion, courtesy of Openo. The 30-year-old Frenchman played under Hackworth in the MLS at Philadelphia Union. False start there. Here it comes, headed away. They've dealt well so far with set pieces at the back. They'll have to deal with another cross here, maybe. They do. Sent in, center of the box, headed towards frame. Over the hand of Lund. SKC pulls one back.
True to form, here's the switch off. Said that Dylan Cerna and Sam Rabin on the back line would be a great addition to the squad for Nagamura. Rotation on the weekend allows these two to come back in, and that big frame just over 6'1" for Sam Rabin. Lou City dropped their guard a tiny bit. Rabin gets in there. Look at him matched up against, guess who? Cameron Lancaster. That's a mismatch for sure. Really well executed by the visitors.
I might have put the broadcaster's jinx on them. I had just said that they didn't let their guard down. They got that goal going into the hydration break, and that goal takes us to the hydration break. Wild first half hour it's been. 2 goals for Louisville, 1 for Sporting Kansas City 2. Take this chance now to look at the power rankings here in USL Championship. Devin, your favorite part?
The power rankings. What they should be, what they actually are. Someone's going to have to explain to me how Orange County SC, and what basically a match that put me to sleep, moved up into the #1 spot. Go figure. By the way, they played half as many games as everybody else. Phoenix Rising destroying teams left and right. Indy 11, that is your #1 and #2, by the way. Tampa Bay Rowdies, with all due respect, I would put you at the #3 spot. The only reason I say it, you've had trouble closing games out. Everybody else is starting to fall in order. My main concern here is Sacramento Republic. Getting results-ish, and I say ish because, okay, yes, you're sitting 1 loss. You're not even the best team in your group. Go figure. Yet you're 5, 6, 7 points above higher. Reno. I'm upset now. Can't even put words together. Pittsburgh Riverhounds, by the way, how they're at 10 behind Hartford Athletic. I don't know. They're matched up soon, by the way. 2 matches, and those 2 get to go at each other. New Mexico United, they wouldn't even be in the top 10 for me.
I'm afraid to be next to you whenever you pull up the power rankings.
I'll get a vote. All I'm saying is, like, I'll get a vote one day, and that day the rankings will finally be true. It just makes no sense whatsoever. Orange County SC, a team who's only played 5 games. Yes, they're unbeaten, but they're 3-0-2. I mean, their saving grace right now is that they beat Phoenix Rising 1-0. Yeah, well, they beat Phoenix Rising 1-0 basically on the resumption of play. I don't see how that's very fair. You beat Las Vegas Lights 1-0. So is everybody else. How does that make any sense? and you beat San Diego Loyal on the road. Not good enough. I'm done.
All right.
I'm done. I'm done. Deep breath. Deep breath. We'll get there.
Big one in, a couple slow ones out. You'll be all right. So now out of this hydration break, what tactical changes will we see from both coaches? There's plenty to react to in that first half hour. Again, Lancaster open out the 2 opening goals for Louisville, and then Rabin brings it back right into the hydration break. In the shot department early on, it's 4 for Louisville, 3 for SKC. The SKC side has the possession for now. Again, something that's been close. Both times these two teams have matched up. About equal in that area. Ben Luke this week actually commented how he sees a lot of similarities in this SKC squad to the way that Louisville plays. Interchange between Openo and Bone nearly springs them in the clear. They try the other side. McMahon has Masoso with him, uses him. Turns Serta around. But the defender does well to recover for the moment. Now he's in the clear. Center of the box, far corner. Corbin Bone points at Masoso. They link up tremendously. And just like that, we have a goal fest here in Louisville. 3-1, Lou City FC.
Run it back. Anything you can do, I can do better. Openo the first time around. You get Lancaster on the beautiful flick on the second. Masoso wants to have a little fun. This is well done here by McMahon. He's got patience because the width isn't there for Masoso. It takes time to get the rotation back out. Dylan Cerner, you forgot something. Ball's behind you. Beautiful Meg by Masoso. Watch him cut this across the body. Whoop! Sorry about you, sir. And then he gets to the byline. Waiting for that trailing run. Corbin Bone just allowing himself to drift into the danger zone. Lancaster usually sits there. He's late to the party, but Corbin Bone gets the brace.
That goal presented by Kentucky Lottery, fueling imagination, funding education, Kentucky Lottery. They're getting their sponsorships money worth tonight. Louisville City FC putting on a show just 36 minutes into this one.
More importantly, Joe, we're getting the exact look, if you're John Hackworth, out of this midfield trio. And you and I, a couple conversations this week, we were breaking down where we thought this team could, really be at its best. And I said to you, listen, when this team is really reaching its breaking point on the offensive side of the ball, you'll notice a massive amount of rotation. Guys constantly challenging each other. And I said the reason they're so good at it isn't because they're so attack-minded, it's that they're so comfortable in each other's positions. Pat McMahon knows that he's going to have the rotation. Masoso, Bone, they understand where the pressure is going to come from. And if they step one direction, that someone's going to be there to slide in behind. You get quality patience by McMahon. Masoso, bit of individual brilliance. And then you're just asking one of your playmakers to step in and help you out. Twice you've gotten it from Corbin Bone. And of course, Lancaster gets on the score sheet to start everything off in the 11th minute.
As SKC try to spring the attack, we get our first yellow card of the match presented by World of Beer. Jimenez, the guilty party.
This is going to be the main concern so far for John Hackworth heading into halftime, has been the poor giveaways, the restarts as well. Another one. It's not initially on the play on Jimenez, but with him tracking back, he's the one who ends up getting into trouble here. Well done drifting all the way against Jake Davis, who had started to stretch that run outside as Jaron Townsend was pushing the pace.
Freeman cuts in, looks out wide. Openo very strong on that one. Jake Davis, the youngster, on the wrong end of that very, very well done shield. 12-year difference between those two players. Openo, the veteran for Louisville. Davis, one of the bright young stars for Sporting Kansas City. Louisville City had 7 goals in the season coming in. Well, they've got 3 tonight. Season high for them. They want more. McMahon. Flag stays down. Waiting for the help. Openo finds it. But a good sliding challenge put in by Cerna, tracking back. Would not get fooled twice.
Reaches deep into his pocket for this one, Openo. All the way back behind him. Bit of a restricted ball, but really well done to keep the play going. And to your point, you grab 1 against Indy, 2 against Loudoun, and now 3 against Sporting Kansas City 2.
Lancaster again tries that flick. Always dangerous whenever the ball is at his feet.
And that's a little stretch that I was talking about, though, Joe. You get a nice little step by Oscar Jimenez, but if you're Sporting Kansas City 2, you've got the space on the far side. Notice they're not very quick to transition, though. And by not doing so, if that is your game plan, you're allowing Lou City at this point in time, albeit just before halftime and pretty fresh legs still, to drop back in, regain that composition that has been so impressive outside of throwing themselves under the bus. Just watch everybody, one-on-one scenarios, all the little features locked up, and then there's the wrong touch and they go the other direction. And you wonder at what point in time Nagamura on the sideline has a conversation and says, okay, you know, do we want to bring Montpremier and Harris on? Because everything so far, understand that defensively there have been some breakdowns, but their inability to challenge Lou City regularly has allowed them to be able to play these balls out of the back. A lot has had to go on for Lou City once they have gone forward, but it's being lined up so appropriately to play those long balls out of the top. Distribution coming to the back by Jimenez. The flick-ons by Lancaster and Openo to help him out.
Now Jimenez and Sawahi in there. Stern talking to here for Jimenez, already in the book. Now Sawahi and Jimenez both came in strong there.
It's not the end of the world. It's the first one that gets him in trouble, to be fair, and then when they check back in, Oscar Jimenez just signs, seals, and delivers this set-piece opportunity just before halftime. Let's see if you can double back on your point. Frustration by Hackworth, the goal given up right at the hydration break. What a nightmare this would be to concede again. They pride themselves on set pieces offensively, but defensively is really where they need to lock things up right now. Grab your markers, know where the zonal marking is, and get to it.
Sent in, back post, headed into danger area, need on, Riley heads it. And now everything stops because the flag was up on the far side. They've tried that deep back post ball a couple of times now.
Remember, that's how you get the goal from Rabin. I understand second chance opportunity for sure. This time they look for Danny Barbier. And what Lou City is doing, they're running a flat line zone and everybody's just drifting into the space. You're given a job to occupy certain area, go win the ball if it does step in. Haven't been able to win those individual battles though. That brief glimmer of hope. Just allowing Sporting Kansas City 2 to really feel like they're still in this match, and they have not played very well. A team that has been extremely efficient on the ball, beautiful buildups coming out of the back. We have yet to experience really any of it, to be honest, in the opening 45 minutes.
Well, Piccolo had visions of doing what Lancaster did to set up that second goal, but no teammates there with him. Again, SKC can really change things up at half if you want. As you mentioned, Devin, with Harris, Montpremier, two of their top guys up top. Provide that spark, down 2 goals for now. Searching for one more before half if they can get it. Openo able to clear. Cerna lofts it in. Flag was up. Rushatar had it glance over the top of his head. Van Loon looking to get this one back into play as we near stoppage time. 37th overall pick by FC Cincinnati in the 2019 draft, on loan now. The big 6'6" goalkeeper. Key to this team building out of the back as well. Clock strikes 45. Stoppage time is presented by the Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. Refs have added 3 minutes of stoppage time. Townsend can't get the cross in, blocked by Jimenez. So while he looks long for Lancaster, but he was tucking in on the near side of midfield. All the way back to Kornecki it goes. Cerna surging ball in, flicked on towards the back post. Blake Rushatar got his back heel to it, but not enough on it to fool Lund.
Still lacking the overall presence up top for Sporting Kansas City too. Dylan Cerna, excellent distribution so far this evening. Really having to play a heck of a shift on this left-hand side, going both directions, as Masoso has been almost lights out. We talked about him coming in, how great he's been on that extra step up top, helping out this attack going forward. And it's nothing groundbreaking. It's more so the spatial awareness that he's carried, opening up the little pockets here and there. But of course, tonight, a little one-on-one expertise on full display.
About 70 seconds remain of the awarded 3. Half that's seen 4 goals. Does it have a 5th in it? Lancaster wants to have a 5th in it. Kornecki able to field that one after the deflection. The kind of confidence you have to have as a striker to pull up that volley from that far out.
The way that he's really got going in this resumption of play, Joe, why not? Cameron Lancaster picking up his 5th on the season, of course, setting the record. Back in 2018, 25 regular season, 26 overall. On their way to the title, taking down Phoenix Rising 1-0, courtesy of Luke Spencer. Of course, that is definitely in the rearview mirror now. Shortened 16-game span, got to find a way to really hit your stride coming down in. Louisville City have done that for the most part. They've got to find a way to really shore themselves up because they've caused themselves most of the problems. Sporting Kansas City too, conversely. Got to find a way to get back at it in the midfield. And the 3 up top have to find more if you're Nagamura and Rushatar, Freeman, and Townsend. Without the stretching of the game moving into the final third, you cannot alleviate the pressure on the back line. It'll be that much more difficult in the second 45, especially with that 2-goal cushion.
Next up is the Passport Health Plan halftime report, and there's plenty to get to. 3 goals for Louisville City FC. Lancaster, Bone, and Openo. On the flip side, Raven got it for SKC 2. Crazy first half, plenty more action coming up again. But first, the Passport Health Plan halftime report, all right here on ESPN+.
Toyota just redefined what a midsize sedan can be. Exciting, powerful, versatile. Introducing the new all-wheel drive Toyota Camry. With more power than Subaru Legacy, more torque, and a 2-year no-cost maintenance plan. Camry checks all the boxes. The go-anywhere all-wheel drive Camry is here, and it just left the Subaru Legacy in the dust, and rain, and snow. For all Toyota offers, including Camry, visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Since the beginning of this worldwide crisis, Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport has been flying essential travelers across the country and around the world. We want all travelers to know that we have implemented processes and procedures to ensure your health and safety. We have nonstop flights to over 30 destinations nationwide and easy connections to hundreds more around the globe. When you need to fly, fly Louisville.
My Caleb Sofa and Love Seat. With Bob's discount, you get both pieces for just $7.99.
$7.99? Are you joking?
Do I look like I'm joking?
Yes, you look like you're joking.
I'm serious.
Cool.
Get Bob's discount!
I'm Amy McGrath, and I approve this message.
36 years of Washington failures. Mitch McConnell was at the center of all of it. Trade deals shipping jobs to China. Special interest tax breaks. Wall Street giveaways. Medicine we can't afford. Rural hospitals closing. Billionaire bailouts. The national debt 14 times higher. Mitch McConnell.
I guess we'll decide what we vote on.
After 36 years, it's not funny anymore.
Ah, summer. A time to stay home? Well, then it's time to get more comfortable. Definitely make a few upgrades. And since you may not travel this summer, you might as well have the best seat in the house. The staycation loan from Commonwealth Credit Union with an APR as low as 7.99% empowers you to make your home all it can be. Commonwealth Credit Union. Here, we see you differently.
Bobapedic means comfort. Ah, that's comfier. Hit it, guys!
Bob's Bobapedic, from your head down to your feet, it feels like no mattress you felt before.
Bob's Bobapedic.
Welcome back to the Passport Health Plan Halftime Report. Got a good one for you, but I think we should go back in time. Let's go back to August 15th, Saturday specifically, and take a look at the rest of the action in the Eastern Conference. Group G, Charlotte Independence, Memphis 901 FC. 901 FC, here we go. This is what Tim Mulqueen's boys are looking for. 2-0 in the 51st minute. Yeah, we got a little problem, though. Dane Kelly is his name. 81 goals and counting. That's your USL Championship all-time leading scorer. Gets them back in with one. Enzo Martinez gets the penalty to even it up. And then Hackinson in the 69th minute. Don't mind if you do, Joel Johnson. Great little assist. Hartford Athletic doing what Hartford Athletic does, doing what Danny Barrera does. Another assist for their midfield maestro, Alex Dixon. Little drifty on the back post. Tell you what, they started slow, but it's how you finish, right? They get 2 goals. Caden Clark, nice assist at the end here. Sebastianelli, good finish. Too little, too late. Hartford Athletic 2, Red Bull 2-1. Stay with me on this one and watch the angle on this transitional play coming out of the back by Indy 11. Okay, Evan Newton, little knock around the park, flick, and then we go. Andrew Carlton, don't mind if you do. Tyler Pasher, forget it. An inch, a mile, it does not matter because it's Tyler Pasher. Canadian does whatever he wants to do. Sticks another one in the back of the net, 1-0, but watch this. Uh-oh, Ioze doing his best Luis Suarez impression. He gets thrown out. Can you? Can you? No, you can't, Robbie Mertz. 1-0, even for the better portion of a half a match being up a man. Pittsburgh cannot get it done. Indy 11 continuing to cruise. Okay, now let's run it back. See, it was August 1st, and it was 1-0, and it was North Carolina FC. But again, we're fast forwarding now to the 15th. It's 2-0. It's Birmingham Legion. It's Jaden Cervania with his first. It's Nico Brett who gets the second on the night. They cruise, and everybody right now chasing him. Birmingham Legion in Group G. Turn the page. Let's go to Sunday, August 16th, the last one. A good one. Waiting for the Miami FC to stand up. Guess what? They're going to do it inside 10 minutes. Talking about counter-attacking options. There's Seba. Sebastian Velasquez. Watch him chase this all the way down. Looks like a rainstorm. Looks like a hurricane. Just understand that's a Sunday afternoon stroll in Florida, folks. How about the Tampa Bay Rowdies? Can they recover? Well, tell you what, it took quite some time. But Neil Collins' boys, they do not lose at Al Lang. Lucky Kasana in the 59th minute from Malik Johnson. Watch this ball put on a platter. Thank you, sir. Take a bow. We would finish 1-1. A lot of movement going on around the USL Championship right now. But just like Group G, everybody in Group H staring up at the Tampa Bay Rowdies. USL news, notes, highlights, stats, anything you want. Hang out with us. The rest of the halftime right around the corner.
The USL is proud to bring professional soccer back into our communities and across the ESPN family of networks. Follow your local club and don't miss these exciting matches coming up on ESPN2 or ESPN Deportes.
Dr. Champus, the U.S. Soccer has recently instituted the Play On campaign. Try and explain what this looks like in the grassroots communities around the country all the way to the professional level.
Yeah, Mike, I think it starts first and foremost with each of our stakeholders, whether you're a club, a coach, a parent, a player. It starts with setting a tone. It starts with setting a culture and really setting realistic expectations, understanding that COVID is a virus is going to be with us for an unknown amount of time. The guidelines are very basic and fundamental. What Play On has really created is a single voice and something that all of us can point to as a safe and responsible way that our kids can develop, continue to play the sport, can come together in a very responsible way under the guidance of local, state, and national guidelines that really can be one that highlights our sport across the country and in the world. And Play On has demonstrated, I think, over the last 2 months, a very consistent message, and that hasn't changed.
Dr. George Champus, Chief Medical Officer for U.S. Soccer, thank you for not only your time now, but also the work you and healthcare heroes around the country have done over the past months.
Welcome back to the Passport Health Plan Halftime Report. Joe Malfa here alongside Devin Kerr. After a wild first half, Devin, now let's take a look around the rest of the USL Championship, this week's news and notes.
Cami Wassa, go figure. 50 goals? No, I'm just kidding. He deserves it. Sacramento Republic's all-time leading scorer stepping in there, doing fantastic things for Mark Briggs' squad. They're finally getting some momentum going, but again, you're still second in Group A. Trying to show us a little bit more. Evan Newton, tell you what, couldn't ask for a better performance from a nicer young man. Evan Newton getting 50 regular season shutouts. And probably, if you go national, USL signing media rights deal with SiriusXM and Flow Sports, allowing a bit more fun, going global. You know, I'm sure I'm probably going to get kicked off some of those broadcasts, but I'm okay with that. Joe, you can take my spot.
Hey, it is the global game, and we do go around the globe here with these new broadcast partners. Now, we take a look at the standings one more time, just to remind you what's at stake here. Louisville City currently up 3-1 on SKC. If the result holds, they would go into a tie with St. Louis FC. Remember, the top two teams from each pod make it through to the postseason. And Louisville City, this is when they kick it into gear.
Here's what's even more interesting, Joe, is that they'd actually be tied on goal differential as well. So then you start to break it down in goals for, goals against, yada, yada. If you're just figuring this out, I don't like doing mathematics, and I'm not all that great at it. So what I would ask from Louisville City is, if you are going to win this game, win it by 3. That way you're just ahead by 1 more in goal differential. St. Louis FC makes it a lot easier on our producers as well, jostling the graphic around.
A lot to digest in Group E. Still another half to play here at Lynn Family Stadium. Back in a few moments with highlights, stats, and more.
What do Toyota Camry and Prius have in common? Both have set industry standards for years. Now, with the introduction of the new all-wheel drive Camry, they both come with the confidence and safety of Toyota all-wheel drive handling for all kinds of weather. Both deliver outstanding fuel economy, with Prius leading the way, and they both include the most advanced safety features as standard equipment. The new all-wheel drive Camry and Prius. Uncommon cars with a lot in common. Toyota, let's go places.
She's been in speech therapy since she was 3, and they couldn't diagnose what was wrong with her. We went to a specialist, and she has some processing problems. The COSER Kids program help us with pretty much everything. The hearing aids and the FM system, she improved like almost 50%. Once you apply the system is really easy. You go online and put all the information. Now I know that she can. I know that she's destined to do great things. COSER Charities has given my daughter the opportunity to reach her full potential on everything.
To apply for assistance or to support the COSER Kids program, go to coser.org/kids.
My name is Alex Thomas, and I am a third-generation owner-operator of Thomas Car Wash.
Eli Thomas. I'm second-generation Thomas Car Wash. We were founded in 1946. My father and my uncle, they hand-washed. I started when we were 8 and 9 years old. We'd come home from school, my father would call, tell us to come and do front and back bumpers. We could barely reach the bumper, but he wanted us working early. We're still with it, me and my brother and my son. We've been around for, 70-something years. Gotta be doing something right.
The Passport Health Plan halftime report rolls on. Now we take a look at the first half highlights. Devin, we start with the first goal of 4 in a wild first half.
There's some usual suspects going on here in Lou City. We said that they've been creating a lot in their recent matches, but they haven't been able to close things out. Some lackluster performances in the final third have led to some drop points. Well, that's not going to be the case tonight. 11th minute, Cameron Lancaster. Now this ball starts coming out of Oscar Jimenez off the back line. Remember when I say that, because that seemed to be the theme for the first 2 goals. Lancaster 6th, that in the back of the net. That's his 5th of the season. And then watch the build-up play here. Okay, so you gain the momentum, and you think, okay, Masoso, he's the one you wanted to watch. Watch the rotation. Beautiful 1-2. Nice touch by Cameron Lancaster, and it's 2. No, it's not 2-0, because Gavin Kornecki decided to have himself a career save right when Louisville City wanted their go-ahead goal. So let's go 3 minutes later. 29th minute, Oscar Jimenez playing this off the back line. Again, it's Groundhog Day. This time, it's Lancaster in distribution. Watch Corbin Bone out in space. Keep it selfish. Love it. He's got Masoso on the back post if need be, but Masoso couldn't finish minutes before. I'm going to do it myself, big guy. They go out 2-0. So where do you go from here? John Hackworth said that he was worried about some of the energy dropping off when it came to the hydration break. Watch Cerna with this ball in with authority, and just let Danny Barbier drift onto the back post, he drifts one player away, and where does the goal come from? Sam Rabin. Pat McMahon got pulled out of position. The old back line from Lou City got pulled out of position, to be fair, but that's okay. They would pad. Watch Masoso. Really well done by Pat McMahon, understanding that Masoso needed a bit more time to get out here. He got that wrong, but gets this right. And Dylan Cerna, paging Dylan Cerna. Yeah, your cleats, your boots, all of that, leave it right there. Apologies necessary by Masoso. Even better on the ball back across. Corbin Bone sticks this in the back of the net. 2 for him, 3 for Lou City, up by 2 at half.
Now tonight's halftime stats presented by Commonwealth Credit Union. We see you differently. Devin, what sticks out to you?
I don't care about the possession whatsoever. This is all going to come down to efficiency for Lou City. Yes, they're scoring, but more importantly, they put 6 shots in general, 4 on target. You're in the back of the net 75% of the time. Those numbers get you into successful moments every chance that you can get. John Hackworth has set this team up. Now it's time for them to go execute second 45 minutes.
Here's a look at the USL's upcoming schedule, brought to you by COSER Charities, enhancing the health and well-being of children since 1923. As always, a loaded slate as things are more condensed this season. And you take your pick as we go throughout the week.
I'll take that upper left-hand corner. Riverhounds hosting St. Louis FC. Cross-conference. Why? St. Louis FC. Okay, they got the win against Sporting Kansas City too, but it still wasn't the best performance overall. And the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, they're cruising tonight. They were up 2-0. But now you want to go play a team. If you're St. Louis FC and you want to make a message to the entire league that we are here to stay, you need to go on the road and get a quality victory. Have a chance to do so this weekend.
Still plenty of action left here at Lynn Family Stadium. 3-1 lead for Louisville City FC. Underway in half number 2.
In the match, number 10, Brian Oldby. Replacing number 17, Cameron Lancaster.
Now, we do have one substitution here at halftime. To swap up top for Louisville City FC. Lancaster out, Ownby in. That substitution brought to you by MHS Global, above and beyond. Now, Lancaster already made his mark on this game. And an assist and a goal.
Still consider that quite brave. You do wonder if it's load management, based upon the rapidity of fixtures upcoming. As we mentioned, they've got 3 in the span of 12 days. 1 every 4. Got that math right. Thanks, Joe. Or if it is just premeditated in the sense of, okay, maybe he picked up a little knock in the first half.
He did take a foul earlier in the half and was down for a bit. But again, as you mentioned, could be just managing those minutes as Townsend surges forward. Tries to spin Jimenez around, and the left back has none of it.
The good news is we are getting word now that Lancaster is just fine. And this is something that Lou City has been toying with. Opportunity for Brian Ownby, stepping back in here, fresh legs. What a sore spot this is going to be for Sporting Kansas City too, to have to handle Brian Ownby. Massive amount of pace, obviously very different player than Cameron Lancaster, but a menace to society nonetheless. He'll run rampant back there, at least attempt to do so.
Sent in, couldn't be handled. And you mentioned how well this team just interchanges, knowing each other's positions. So you take Lancaster out, you put Ownby in. Now Lancaster obviously very dynamic for this team, the leading goal scorer, but Hackworth hopes that he can make that sub and not miss a beat with the talent that he brings in with Ownby.
The biggest difference you'll get with Ownby is watch the diagonal runs when they play in here. They'll be more than willing to distribute coming out of the back. These 40, 50-yard balls up over the top, down into the corners where Ownby can actually be the one stretching. Masoso, Opano stepping in behind. Of course, you always want to have that central piece, but as we mentioned in the first half, it's okay to have that rotation out of your 9 spot as long as somebody else steps in there. You saw 2 very different looks in the first half. First one, Lancaster stays high, sticks one in the back of that. Second one, he's the one who drops in. Corbin Bohm, the recipient of the beautiful little back heel from the Englishman. And they are capable of doing it in so many different ways, Lou City.
Already 2 for Bone, sitting on the hat trick. Takes on Rabin, taken down. And now a chance to whip in a free kick for Lou City. Gives Lou City a chance at the first, 5th, 3rd free kick of the half.
See how clever they get here. This Angles game. Play the little one-two punch. Oscar Jimenez more than capable of whipping this in and allowing one of the big buddies to run onto it. But they're so good at surveying their surroundings and saying, okay, you know what? I think this is probably the best spot to push the panic button on Sporting Kansas City too. Quick little runs to the top of the 18. Little touch at El Piccolo's side. Let him have a go.
Jimenez near post. Skied by Riley. Looking for Tosh.
The world truly is their oyster from dead ball situations. I'd match Lou City up against any team trying to hit it from restarts.
Corner kicks are presented by Single Point Solutions, in your corner with superior customer support. Single Point Solutions. Service again. Hits the net, wrong side of the net. If you're Lou City, right side of the net if you're SKC. And they'll play out the back. Bernanke launches. The youngsters come up with a couple of nice saves at the back for SKC. But again, just under constant pressure from that top line of Louisville City FC. The 3-time reigning Eastern Conference champions made them pay. Now they look to protect that lead. So commits the foul.
Not the smartest of challenges here by Napo Masoso. This will allow Dylan Cerna, Christian Duke step up over the ball. We saw that long ball multiple times to the back post, looking for both Barbier and Sam Rabin, of course, successful one time around. Since you've already given them the glimpse, how do you now evolve and challenge this Lou City team? The zonal marking got them in trouble a couple of times. See if they switch it up and go one-on-one now.
Service in again, it's lofted towards that back post. The flag comes up on SKC. Has there been a set piece tonight where they haven't tried that same ball to the back post?
And that's kind of what I was just alluding to, right? I mean, it's great
think about it. Yeah, I don't think they've done it once.
It's great that you've got that look, but fool me once.
Yeah.
You know, second, third, fourth, fifth. Lou City now just standing there and say, okay, fine, we know what you're going to do, whip it in.
After you said that, I was trying to think back, and not a one. Every single one has been that same floated ball. Again, it worked, but it worked once.
You've got technical players, and on the other side of that, Joe, we've seen that Lou City is marking up in zones.
Openo tries to find ONB. It comes through the backside. Masoso takes it down. Outside of the foot shot. Somehow gets in. Masoso will take it. The fans will take it. And they're up 3.
Too much space on one end, not enough on the other, but somehow Napo Masoso rises to the occasion. Sometimes you just have yourself a night. Masoso's on one. Really well done. One-on-one situation. Openo understands Brian Ownby's in there. Rough pressure coming by Dylan Cerna on the backside, but he gets the shout. And this is what you don't hear at home. Ownby ducks here. Yes, there's an elbow coming by Cerna, but he understands that Masoso has called him off on the ball behind. Masoso does not strike this pure whatsoever, but the greatness that is Lou City and the final months of the season on full exhibition right now. They are cruising.
That goal presented by Kentucky Lottery, fueling imagination, funding education. Kentucky Lottery. And at points of this match, we've sung the praises of the youngster, Gavin Krenecki, in goal for SKC, but that's one that might keep him up tonight.
There's so many different things, right? You know, it's Dylan Cerna dropping back in. Is there enough pressure from the back line? Why doesn't Krenecki, A, challenge the first ball that comes off? B, come at the attacker on the second one? C, how this sneaks inside the near post, I still can't figure it out watching replay after replay.
Under duress again, this time he makes the catch. And now at halftime, you mentioned the goal difference. Don't think that Lou City is going to let up at any point either. They smell blood in the water. And in this battle, they're going to get as many as they can tonight.
And Nagamura is going to go to his bench here. It's got to be within 10 minutes. He hits the 65-minute mark, and he hasn't made a change. I'd be shocked. We already saw Wilson Harris down on the sideline, pretty active. You've got to find a way to release some of this pressure off the back line because, again, I understand they have not been great defensively, but not all of it is their fault. They have no help whatsoever. The minute that they went and tried to go the other direction, there's no help from the front three. Midfield has been moody, as we mentioned, not a good look for them. And have to find a way to create a counterbalance between the different levels of this squad.
This portion of tonight's game is brought to you by Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. And Devin right on cue.
There's the man, Wilson Harris. So you bring Jared Townsend off. Wilson Harris is going to come in. Reshitar will slide out to that outside wing. Wilson Harris will now become the primary point of attack up top. Looks like you are going to get a Kuich sighting as well.
also checking in for Dylan Cerna. Is Daniel Barbier coming out for Kuich. So 2 subs on the back line. 1 sub to affect that top line for SKC as they're down 3. Bone taken down, no whistle. All 3 of those substitutions brought to you by MHS Global.
Let's see if they keep it pretty traditional on the back and allow Kuich to slide in next to Isaiah LaFleur, or if Rad will slide over.
And already under pressure at the back. So not giving any defender an easy time of it tonight.
Kuich is an interesting one as well, and he and Camden Riley have been going tit for tat recently, including last game at St. Louis FC, the 3-1 loss, where Camden Riley actually went to the right back position with Rabin on the bench, and Kuich had slid into the number 6 spot. And coming in, I said that I really like Riley sitting there better. He's an attack-minded player who really understands space on this pitch. Tempo, up, down, it doesn't matter. He can keep it with the best of them.
Some space for Rabin. Reshitar can't get by Jimenez. Left back has been stout tonight. Opino got caught watching Reshitar there. Contact in the box. It's just going to be ruled a nice play by Bone. No foul. "31-year-old out of Texas, 13th pick in 2010 by the Chicago Fire. Wily veteran, part of the glue of this Lou City team. He's got 2 tonight. They play out of the back. Final score around the USL. Pittsburgh wins 2-0 over Loudoun. Miami and Atlanta drew 2-2.
You see the Battery score? Charleston Battery 3-0 at North Carolina FC. That's shocking to me.
You never know what you're going to get on a given night this year in USL Championship. You've seen some head scratchers on the score lines, and part of it could just be how many games you're playing in rapid succession. You can't necessarily keep up that intensity every single match, keep the same players in every single match.
You like this format on the run-in?
It's the format they've got to go with.
That's not what I asked you. Don't cop out here. Come on, come on. No one else is listening. I promise the league won't hear you.
I think this is probably the best format they could have done under the circumstances. Personally, it's not something, and I think you get this sense talking to coaches around the league, that you want to see going forward.
Yeah.
But this is, I think, something that they saw as the best option now. It's what they went with, and it's worked so far. It's given us a lot of fun football. LaFleur's first touch is the match. Harris first touch in the box. A lot of hand fighting going on there. Tosh just kicks the ball in him at the end there. And Harris returns the favor. Yusuf El Masusi has to come in and play the role of peacemaker here.
I'm not exactly sure either one of these two players are going to be sending each other a Christmas card this year, based upon this interaction. Yeah, it's a bit childish by Tosh. She's frustrated by the jersey being pulled, and Wilson Harris. It's not the best two-handed effort we've seen out of Wilson Harris. I mean, if you're going to throw it, you might as well throw it, right? Let's really pull back and go after it.
You know, in the end, I think he did the right thing in that if you would have put any more oomph into that, you would have definitely gotten into the book. At least he got his point across here and was able to stay off of that. But something there, the 20-year-old not backing down from the 28-year-old. Obviously, in this league, you see a lot of mixed match of the ages, and the youngster went toe-to-toe with the grizzled veteran there. And now he's a youngster that they don't really think is going to be around for too long here at the USL level. He has been scoring like crazy for SKC, and he is to them up top what Lancaster really has been to Louisville City up top.
Key question for him is he going to be able to mentally make the transition to the professional level within MLS and Sporting Kansas City?
Which under pressure at the back. Riley has to play out of it.
Beautiful press. Check this out by Lou City. Every single mark accounted for right now. That's the only one that you miss when you step off on the back, where you have to be oh so careful if it does turn over. Great recovery by Speedy Williams, though, and then watch them just slow this thing down, and they'll make you start to chase. Pressure on one end, opens up space on the other. Ryan Ome gets whacked here. And they could have played advantage, but that's where Lou City can get you. That intermittent press. They're not always going to come with full heavy force, but when they do, everybody understands what their assignments are going to be. Sometimes it takes 10 or 15 seconds, but then they grab it and immediately spring into action, go the other way.
Went a little bit earlier than the referee had hoped. They'll do it again. You touched on it earlier, just up top in the middle. It's just, they know their jobs, they do their jobs, and they know each other's jobs, and they can interchange off of each other. It's a well-oiled machine, this Hackworth coach team.
To think, if you were in a bind right now, Luke Spencer, Jason Johnson on the bench. I mean, not too bad guys that are that bad to go goal searching.
There's obviously a reason they're three-time defending Eastern Conference champions. Ball sent in, dangerous. Kornecki handles it this time. One of the toughest balls to deal with for a goaltender. Not sure if that's going to take a touch in front of you. It didn't, but he was ready for it. And high pressure wins it back again for Louisville. Outside of the boot, chip in from Jimenez. Masoso gives chase, ultimately wins it. The engine on Masoso tonight has not let up. Chance here. Kornecki makes a save on the substitute, Ownby. The pressure again, though. This SKC team is having trouble getting out of their own defensive third.
This is all about pressure points. Joen is my man of the match right now, Napa Masoso. Some kind of shift that he's been putting in. But watch, you need the pivot. So when one drops in, where does the other one come from? Little no look by Del Piccolo. Corbin Bone recognizes, okay, I'm now the high line. Brian Ownby says, if you step in there, I'm going to drop in behind. Really well done on that elbow little swing out. 6 yards from goal. Low and away from the goalkeeper, but another great save by Gavin Kornecki. He certainly has been asked to do a lot back there tonight. Put in some difficult spots, but made some quality saves as well.
Now here is going to go against Openo. He's not happy about it. SKC plays quickly, and was that the best idea given the press right now from Lou City? Ownby in the box, right foot. Tried to cut it back. Masoso not there. Still under pressure in the box. Lou City's not happy. Unrelenting in this pressure. He's getting more physical. Another foul called here. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit www.selectsportamerica.com.
Oh, now they're feeling it. Now they're playing. Watch Lou City.
So shoved off the ball. They keep it again. Quick break in the action here. Some more substitutions and attacking minded for SKC. Montpermier coming in.
Would imagine with the way gone for Tyler Freeman. This will be the end, and that is going to be the case. Tyler Freeman steps off on the far side. Montpremier comes in, and I understand they have to rotate pieces, but this is the front three you want. Outside of
that substitution brought to you by MHS Global. Go ahead, Devin. Sorry.
Outside of Mushagalusa, which obviously was unavailable for selection, Reshitar can step in there as well. And now you have the ability to create a bit of freedom. Take some of the workload off of this back line that has struggled, putting it kindly. Again, not all of it's their fault. It has to be a proper relationship for an entire 90 minutes, and they just haven't had that. Lou City starting to turn their game up to another level, which is odd to say, right? 3-goal cushion, 4-1 with inside 30 minutes to go.
I was just about to say, what other level do they have right now?
This is also a time where you build your confidence even better, though. You know, you're ripe for the picking. Understand that offensively, okay, so we've been lacking pretty much since the return of play. You get 2 versus Loudoun, otherwise they only put 1 in the back of the net. So now you go and you go again and you go again, and you do not stop. They will continue to push here. They'll search for 5, 6, 7 if they can.
And again, with goal difference possibly being such a big factor right now in this heated battle in Group E, right up there with St. Louis. Not too far out of reach of Indy 11, though they are playing as one of the best teams in the league right now. The goals matter, and if they feel they can get more, they've got to get it. Right now they defend, though. Reshitar, they're going to get Montpremier involved for the first time, but McMahon there.
Well, that's the other thing to think about, Joe, is did Lou City start great? In terms of results, no. But the form was there, minus the goals. And I understand, okay, goals win games. But right now, virtually, Lou City with a game in hand on Indy, if they played one more game, they'd be tied in matches played at 9. If they won that game, they'd have 16 points. They're only 3 behind Indy 11. Indy 11 is the talk of the town in the Eastern Conference, possibly even the entire USL Championship. So that it gives you an idea. Even though they haven't been at their highest, they are still right there.
Not necessarily sure what it was, but for whatever reason, early counting off of the 3-time reigning Eastern Conference champions. But tonight may be their first chance to really remind everybody who they are and why they have those 2 stars on the chest.
This is the old adage, don't poke the sleeping bear. They're awake now. And watch out. A couple more games here at New Lynn Family Stadium. They split it at home, an array down the stretch, 4v4. One of the teams that did have the luxury of gaining quite a few at their home venues.
They're 7th of 8 in a row this game.
No big deal. Of course, that final one is going to be that everybody's going to have their eye on once the whistle blows. A week from today, they will get a rest. Indy will be coming off, I believe it's 10 or 11 days rest because they don't have a game this weekend. Indy 11, August 26th, 8 p.m. Lynn Family. That'll be a fun one. Of course, those 2 are best of friends.
They into Openo. Has his space. They attack again. They want to improve the lead to 4. Sent in. Kornecki confident off the line. Space for Montpremier. Was flanked by LaFleur. They're forced to go back. Jimenez hobbling down here. Sent in, headed away by Sawahi.
Johnny, doing it now.
Not a good sign for Lou City.
Now watch out, Oscar Jimenez laboring. You get a look just moments ago near touchline, pivots out here a little bit, just stretching. He almost does it to himself. The non-contact ones are the one that seem to be a cause for more concern. Oh wow, look at the ankle, oh my. That's got to be an immediate substitution for Oscar Jimenez.
And it is. Substitution brought to you by MHS Global, above and beyond. Jonathan Gomez comes in for Jimenez, who walks off under his own power.
Let's just hope that he does some great things in terms of recovery. Never want to speculate what happened with Oscar Jimenez. but you could tell the severity of the injury right away as a quick substitution immediately to the bench. Grab treatment for him. Watch the headlines. They would hate to lose Oscar Jimenez.
Vital in the defense. Big assist man, too, for this side. On Premier. Been a little bit more dangerous down that left side ever since he's checked in. Las Vegas takes center stage August 25th when Lights FC takes on Orange County SC on ESPN Deportes. Looking to maintain the pace set in Group B. Both Las Vegas Lights FC and Orange County SC face a must-win on the national stage. Don't miss the drama unfold. August 25th, 10 p.m., ESPN Deportes.
It's a little bit past your bedtime, isn't it?
I'm not that young, Devin, all right.
They let you out tonight, so. Just that curfew getting home, right? Look, I'm not one to talk, man. I got a kid now. I don't have any time to myself.
You're the one with the responsibilities.
I stay curfewed up.
Jersey of Bone tugged.
How bad he is at managing a game.
Gomez, first meaningful touch, whips it across, back post. So. Couldn't take it down, visions of his brace. Fans, now is a perfect time to see how Commonwealth Credit Union is bettering lives in the community. When you become a member of the CCU family, you also become an owner. Commonwealth Credit Union, we see you differently. On Premier. Again, dangerous down that left side. Sends it in towards Harris. But he runs into Sawahi. Runs out the other side. Oh, and all over the place tonight. Turns it over.
Sporting Kansas City 2 here. Just try and put the wheels back on track. This has not been the best of performances tonight. Said they were looking for some sort of momentum coming into this game. Nakamura going to go to the bench once again. This time you're going to get Ryan Fessler will step in. A little departure by Jake Davis.
That substitution presented by MHS Global.
Substitution brought to you by MHS Global.
Look at the overall strength of opponent up-and-coming matches now, barring a ridiculous letdown by Lou City and crazy comeback in final 16 and change. They will get to go home next weekend. This weekend, excuse me. Again, mathematics are off. And they're going to host OKC Energy FC. That's a good opportunity for them to gain some points. FC Tulsa, that's still a team that everybody's still trying to figure out. Have they had some good results? Yes. Great. No. Unbeaten for sure, but they kind of reminds me of Orange County, to be fair. All the pieces are there for them to put a good run together, but the overall product hasn't been great.
I want to stay away from Orange County. I don't want to get you going again on the power rankings here.
Well, I have no, here's my thing with Orange County. I have no problem with them. I'm high on their team. I just know what they're capable of, and if you talk to Brent Cloutier, he's going to say the same thing to you. Happy that they've been able to get results. He's not going to be happy with the finished product, though. You know, it's going to be no different than Phoenix Rising. Rick Schantz said, you know, we put some really good games together. They had another 4-1 victory tonight. But even coming into today's game against Los Angeles Galaxy 2, he knows that they're nowhere near their ceiling, regardless of what the scorelines have been.
Williams there. On Premier. Beautiful tackle in by McMahon. Comes back to Riley. Space now on the right flank for Rabin. It's Riley fronted by Opino. Has to pivot back again. Lofted in there. Harris looking for it. Chest it down. Loose. Montpremier on the right foot. It's blocked. Still loose. Volley. Luke dives, and it's just wide. Fans, head to Twitter to vote on tonight's Dr. Mark Lynn and Associates VisionWorks Man of the Match. Poll will be open for the next few minutes. Vote now at twitter.com/LouCity. That takes us into our second half hydration break.
That's your front runner right there.
It's hard to argue against that one. Now, with his performance tonight and teammate Bone with 2 goals, could we see them on the team of the week next week?
You would think.
I don't want to get you started
Then again, I remember I don't get a vote. Dark Famella and Sacramento Republic. Again, somehow high in the power rankings. That's fine. Listen, if you want to have fun, simple enough. Go watch Zico Lewis of Charleston Battery. The kid's wondrous. Love what he does. He's a technical player, tight spaces, you name it. Corey Hartzog, by the way, having another fantastic year under Ian Russell and Reno 1868 FC. Evan Newton, as we mentioned, 50, that's right, 5-0, count it, not 0-5, 5-0 shutouts. First one to do so in USL Championship, and one of the biggest additions to any team. Alex Cronali on the back line for Birmingham Legion. He's done great things for Tom Sohn, and Birmingham Legion, as we mentioned, they've pretty much put on an autopilot in the Eastern Conference. Specifically, Group G, almost a double-digit lead on Charlotte Independence, 17-9 right now. Still plenty to play, only halfway there.
And as we get set to resume the action here at Lynn Family Stadium, just want to remind you that on the road, can't watch the match, turn on SiriusXM FC, North America's only 24/7 source of soccer radio, featuring Ray Hudson, Tony Miola, and Rodney Marsh. Fans of the USL can now listen to the best matches of the week, along with action from MLS, the Premier League, and the UEFA Champions League. SiriusXM FC, channel 157 on your SiriusXM radio and the SiriusXM app. Just under a quarter of an hour, plus stoppage time for SKC to try to claw back, for Louisville to try to improve the goal differential. Now, we talked a lot about the importance of this game for Lou City. Now, SKC had a chance to draw level with Lou City if they could have come out and got the 3 points, but it hasn't been their night tonight.
Shows you how quickly things can change in this game, and this league specifically. Instead, everybody likes to use the terminology, but it's so relevant that 6-point swing has really gotten in the way of a quality start by Sporting Kansas City 2.
Opino cuts in once again in on the fun. Kuwich able to poke it away.
This is a very different team mentally than what we saw back on July 29th and August 1st. It was a stretch of 4 days where Sporting Kansas City 2 beat Lou City 2-1, then went on the road against Indy 11 1-0. Almost made it a trifecta the following Wednesday when they went to St. Louis FC, barring a late letdown.
And you mentioned just what they can do here. They take off Opino, they bring in Luke Spencer. Substitution brought to you by MHS Global, above and beyond just the firepower and depth of this Louisville squad.
And here's the other problem: if you're an outside back, now Brian Ownby is going to be running at you. So Brian Ownby starts off in the number 9, playing up top in the Cameron Lancaster experiment. Not bad from Brian Ownby. I like him in that spot, and it's something to keep in their back pocket if need be. Instead, Luke Spencer steps in now. Ownby will go to the outside. And if you're Isaiah LaFleur, just a bit more fun. Sam Rabin, 2 wingers. Brian Ownby and, of course, Masoso on the right side for Lou City has been absolutely spectacular the past few matches. Tonight's no exception. Again, I don't get a vote for man of the match, but if you're at home, feel free to poke the Scantron, circle the bubble, whatever it is. It shouldn't be multiple choice, though it is.
Montpremier floats it back post. Lancaster, Bone, Masoso, Tosh. Plenty of guys to choose from for this Louisville side. A lot of them have really made their stamp on this match. And you see that in the 4-1 scoreline. Again, it's 1 for Lancaster, 2 for Bone, 1 for Masoso. The first 3 came in the first half. Masoso got involved on the party in the second half. Rabin has the lone goal for SKC.
It was a good look at Trudinho Montpremier just seconds ago. The Haitian Youth International. We talked about the front 3 and what they're capable of. He's so much fun to watch. Not lacking confidence whatsoever. Was actually quite surprised that Tulsa didn't keep him in their rebranding motioned out a lot of new players, ushered quite a few new in. Did keep a core of their spine, 16 overall, I believe. Which is not in Michael Incian's plans, and now he's on the ball. Likes to run 1v1.
Likes to come in and shoot as well on that right foot, but he's forced to play a pass. Williams closed the distance, and Williams has had one of those stereotypical nights for a central defensive midfielder, again on the ball. You don't call his name much, but when you do, it's key. It springs an attack like this. Spencer on the run, going up against Rod. First meaningful touches of the game for Spencer, but he can't push through that back line. So making a run for McMahon. Tried to get it to him late. No Premier there. Looking to spring something for SKC. Building up out of the back. Again, trying to just find something, find some sort of late spark. They scored in the 83rd minute. The last time these two teams met were 5 seconds away from entering that 83rd minute. It was Harris up top who got that goal to give SKC the 2-1 victory over Louisville. But this Louisville City FC side exacting their revenge tonight.
Defensive save from Louisville City, causing a boatload of problems for any sort of build-up play for Sporting Kansas City too. That's much better. We'll check back in. Watch Premier drop back now.
Sent in again, back post. Rashatar there, heads it. Center of the box, volleyed by Riley. Lund stretches out, makes a save. Corner incoming for SKC.
It's actually not the best decision-making here either. The long ball all the way to the back post. They get a bit lucky. Jogo gets caught out. Trailing run by Camden Riley, able to stick one on frame. And you kids at home, this is smart by Camden Riley because he doesn't try and put as much power as possible. Just stick it on the 8x8, make the goalkeeper make a save. Well done by Loon.
Back post. Nobody able to get a foot onto it. 6 shots on target for Louisville, just 2 for SKC. And that efficiency you talked about for Lou City. They got 4 goals on those 6 shots on target. The USL's elite pre-professional platform, USL Academy, allows clubs across the USL to build a pathway to pro soccer by bringing them together in top local youth talent. Following the success of the first Academy Cup events, clubs can now apply to participate in the USL Academy League kicking off spring 2021. For more information, visit USL.com or search on social media. Premier the volley into the gut of Williams.
This has got some serious power behind it by Montpremier.
Turnover at the back after the goal kick from Lou City. They don't care about my ad read.
Jogo got caught out once again. Good ball whipped in. Watch this. Oh, clean up aisle 4. That'll leave a mark. Montpremier can't believe it. Wonder as to whether or not he's surprised at Speed Williams bringing himself back over. If in fact, it didn't end up in the back of the net. Great technique by Montpremier. Back-to-back by both he and Camden Riley.
Don't know if he's got any tattoos, but he's going to wake up with the select mark across his stomach tomorrow.
Check out right around the penalty mark, though. Good conversation going on between Jonathan Gomez and Brian Ome, and he's talking about that switch. 2 successive plays where Jonathan Gomez just gets caught out, and obviously you're coming into a game. It's easy to look at the lead. 3 with 10 to go, right around the time that he came on. Rate of play is very different than what's going on the sideline in terms of warm-ups, but you got to find a way to get acclimated to your environment right away. Well done by Brian Omi to just step in and, you know, walk him through the process. Say, okay, you missed it here. Here's where the mark should have come from. When I step, you go this way. No matter how much you train together, things are always ever-changing.
Williams gets upright, just some housekeeping to finish off. USL-Academy.com or search hashtag USL Academy on social media. It's the first time since very early in the first half, trying to think back, that Louisville had a giveaway of that magnitude in their defensive third. It was a giveaway like that that led to SKC's first goal in the 8th minute last time these teams met. But they've been pretty clean at the back tonight, something that Hackworth wanted to clean up, something he spoke to us about, making sure they're on their P's and Q's in the back.
30 minutes. You better believe there were some pretty interesting words sprayed back and forth at that hydration break. And to your point, a bit lackluster, right, to start the game. A couple turnovers here and there, quick counterattacking options.
Coach there to thwart that SKC attack. Another turnover, though, at the back now. Making a habit of it the last few minutes. Montpremier was hoping for Harris to make that back post run, but not on the same page, and McMahon says thank you very much.
Let's just see how much they can take advantage of this now, Sporting Kansas City too. Louisville City FC. They're wearing one of the jerseys tonight. Do not give John Hackworth another reason to pick you apart. Midweek training. Extra sprints or a tongue lashing. Go after this here. There is some space to play with for Sporting Kansas City too, having a bit more fun at the tail end of this match.
Tar gets it in. Montpremier was making that run, but Salahi gets ahead to it. Riley, nice move past Gomez. Dangerous area. Ladled away by Del Piccolo. Premier gets it towards the penalty spot, diving header to keep it away from Harris. Tosh getting back to it. Premier goes at it again. Harris, Riley, cleared by Tosh.
Keep pushing it! Come on, keep pushing it!
Another giveaway. Last 5 minutes or so, this team has given it away 4 times now in the defensive third. Raven lost one up. Again, hoping for Harris. They've been trying to feed him. Switch has been flipped for this SKC team going forward the last 10 minutes of this match. Might be too little too late, down 4-1, but some positives to possibly build upon into the next match for Nagamura. Especially something to build off of if they could find the back of the net after this flurry of play.
And they've done such a good job putting this squad together. Alan Nagamura, Peter Vermees, and of course, the Academy Director, John Perry. Loads of admiration from not just within the Academy ranks, but around the USL Championship and MLS levels for the consistency that these youngsters bring. And you just mix in so many different pieces. Always a clear-cut vision. You alluded to the Academy docu-series, 5-part series before.
A couple more substitutions here for Louisville City FC. All brought to you by MHS Global, above and beyond. Williams, you can still see holding the gut there, feeling the after effects of that blocked shot. He'll give way for Rockford. Keel Watts checking in as well. And these substitutions will also bring us to stoppage time, presented by the Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. Officially 6 minutes of added time in this Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport stoppage time.
Stoppage Time is brought to you by Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport.
There is a bigger picture here, right? As frustrating as the performance is for Sporting Kansas City, too. Definitely not the way they wanted this to go.
Ownby finding Spencer almost. Kuwich gets ahead to it.
You take a look at players that they have funneled through that academy system. Guys like Juan Cusain, Felipe Hernandez, Gianluca Busio. I mean, you're talking about ground level work put in from the youngest of ages all the way up to your shining star under Peter Vermees. Some of them showcasing themselves at the MLS's back tournament. Natty Clark was one that I caught my eye. I was chatting with you about, U.S. Youth International, who shockingly was in an orphanage and just talked about his journey.
Maybe one more in store for Lou City. Gomez trying to get it by Rabin. Back to Ownby now. Thinking about it. Goes with the cross instead. Masoso. Spencer. Premier pushes it up for SKC. Again, 4 to go here in stoppage time. A foul awarded here to SKC. Take another look here at Montpremier drawing the foul. Tosh very physical all night, had that little scuffle with Harris.
Would have liked to have seen that battle more, to be fair. Oops.
It's always a defender's nightmare. If it hits off the side of your foot, you never know where it's going to go. You just hope that it doesn't find the back of the net behind your keeper.
And this one's coming from Del Piccolo. Just a quick little my bad. Ben Lunt says, yeah, once you stand there on the near post and help me out, finish this game off.
Taken towards that near post. And it looked like Del Piccolo who got a foot to it. So right on cue, Devin. Now just to circle back to what you were saying about the academy, one of the best throughout the MLS as well.
Absolutely.
In their top to bottom MLS, USL Academy, their verticality, it's up there, and there's a reason they are the subject of this docuseries. Raven floats it. No problem for Lund. Barely has to even leave the ground, the 6'6" German.
Go check it out, Bleacher Report Football. And what really took me was the comments coming from pretty much everybody in the organization. But you heard it from Peter Vermees and Jean-Pierre. They said, you know, we're not just creating good players, they're creating good people. And that's a true testament to what they are trying to do, because it's easy to say it, but understanding the inner workings of what they're capable of and watching it come to fruition, knowing players on a first-hand basis and these coaches, they care.
And you have to remember, a lot of these guys, they're teenagers.
Yep.
And they're leaving their homes. They're going to host families in some cases, figuring out some of the most formative years of their lives away from home. It's remarkable the work that they're able to do.
I know what it's like. It's not easy. It's not always fun. And to commit yourself at such a young age to go do that, it's really hard to get one player to buy into that. You know, someone playing, you know, going back to just when it was just travel, there was no academy system, bringing one player from afar to buy into a system like that. Now you're doing it organization-wide, and you're doing it 14-year-olds, 16, 17, 19, you ask it. But in order to be successful, you have to start to mimic things from other organizations around the world that are doing the exact same thing. Doesn't matter Europe, you go to the Far East, Eastern Europe, you move to South American nations, Central American, there are plenty of teams all over that have been able to get it done. Sporting Kansas City too, Sporting Kansas City, their academy, all of them have found a quality recipe book. Now they've tinkered with it here and there, but they've always found a way to be successful. And it may not necessarily be in a 4-1 loss against Louisville City FC. Recognize that they're preparing some of these kids for battle for the future, and they are kids. Do not forget that.
Now this match did have at least one more World of Beer yellow card in it. Sean Tosh for the high boot a moment ago. He's drawing the ire of the referee plenty of times here in the second half. Now, speaking of the play of the back line, it was one of the touchstones this week with Hackworth, and tonight only 1 goal allowed. Pretty clean back there. Has to be a bit happier with what he saw. Still plenty of room for improvement. But again, the team building. Success again that they've had from August on. The calendar says August, and the results are matching it.
He's going to really try to shore up those mental lapses that have been plaguing them in this resumption of play. And to be fair, Joe, we also have to realize, and I'm sure it's been brought up before, it's going to come up again, you're basically coming out of preseason. I understand it that you're getting 6-7 games into this, but recognize this conversation, if it was happening in April or May, people would be much less concerned. It's the fact that it's condensed game in a 16 games in a condensed season. They are hitting the right stride right now. Lou City FC, great performance. Sporting Kansas City 2, back to the drawing board before they have to go do battle almost immediately this weekend against OKC Energy FC.
And helping them hit their stride. Tonight's Dr. Mark Lynn and Associates Vision Works, man of the match. Who but Napo Masoso. Incredible performance from the winger tonight.
Had to be, and when you look at his numbers, he wasn't the most efficient in terms of his distribution on the ball, but what I liked was when he took his chances, he was doing it 30, 35 yards from goal. One-on-one situations, good interleague play on the right side in that triangular movements. And this one, it's a bit lucky, to be honest, in his man of the match by Vision Works, but it's a quality move, gets it done, and he deserves it, 100%.
And a couple more quality moves from him as well. He also has tonight's Toyota move of the game, let's go places, and he went places towards goal after this one.
This isn't lucky. I didn't realize we were going to go ice skating tonight, but apparently Dylan Cerna had other ideas. Watch this. Quick little 1-2, understands the pressure, and we go. Yep. Right there. Poor guy. Giving the guy nightmares before the game's even over.
That helped contribute again to the 4-1 victory tonight. Louisville City FC, the emphatic win. And next up, we have the Kentucky Office of Highway Safety post-game wrap-up. Plenty to talk about to put a bow on this one. Louisville City FC 4, Sporting Kansas City 2 had 1 3-goal victory for the 3-time reigning Eastern Conference champions. Back in a moment.
Toyota's summertime savings are here. Get back out there safely in a new Toyota. Go to the lake or go on a hike. Wherever your adventures take you, drive Toyota. During summertime savings, get $2,000 customer cash off your best deal on remaining 2020 Camrys, including Camry all-wheel drive. Or you can get 0% financing for 60 months. And Camry leases start at just $209 a month. This summer, choose the perfect Toyota for your adventure. Today, tomorrow, Toyota.
For the fans who started painting 3 hours before the game. For the fans who celebrate with high fives. For the huggers. The chest bumpers. And this guy. For fans like you who do things your way, there's Park Community Credit Union. Your city, your team, your way.
We still hand rotate every barrel. We still hand dip every bottle. We still hand cut every label and use red winter wheat from the same single-family farm. Because just like our distinctive taste, these are the marks of the maker.
Welcome back to the Kentucky Office of Highway Safety post-game wrap-up. Joe Malfa here alongside Devin Kerr. 4-1 scoreline for Louisville City FC. How did we get here? A lot of incredible play up top from this squad. Look now at the highlights.
Let's go all the way back to the 11th minute. Build-ups were what we were looking for. More importantly, though, let's be clinical. Let's have fun. And more importantly, let's finish in the final third. What a way to get it started off. Cameron Lancaster, 11th minute, bottom corner. Is there anything he can't do? I mean, honestly, off the chest, bottom corner, I feel like we're playing horse. All we need is Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, and some McDonald's, and we'll feel right at home. Good build-up coming out of the back. Oscar Jimenez once again. Hope that he's not injured. They are going to miss him if so. But some individual play. Really well done by Corbin Bone here. Watch this. Watch the first touch. Sorry about you. Just puts on the brakes, gets right around him. Entire back line of Sporting Kansas City 2 struggled. Kavi Rod, Sam Raven get themselves into trouble. 32nd minute. Whoops. So you're going to give us a break. Yeah, let's get back within 2. Long ball back in. Restarts, they were a problem for Lou City FC. Opening 30 minutes. They get bitten by the bug on the backside. The zonal marking is going to be a cause for concern for me moving forward. Let's see if they can shapen themselves up. And then 36. Well, I'm going to be the man of the match. You're going to stand right there. I'm going to come to the byline. Corbin Bone, back corner, 3-1. And we're done, right? That's going to be all she wrote. Let's get it over with. Let's go to halftime. Let's put this game to bed. No, Masoso had other ideas. So he gets the assist. He gets the quality build-up play. Now he's going to get the glory. Watch Openo. This is all about Antoine Openo. Brian Omby has a great run here to drift to the front, but he recognizes, leaves it. Great ball by Openo. Omby's going to get it. Masoso's going to get it. Masoso takes it. Masoso finishes it. Masoso, Masoso, Masoso. That's all you heard because it wasn't a Soso performance. It was fantastic. Man of the match, well-deserved, 4-1. And you know what? I just realized something. Indy 11, you are officially put on notice. 6 points behind, game in hand, Lou City right there.
Possession tonight heavily in favor of Sporting KC, but Hackworth has to be happy with the most important stat of all, 4 goals to 1. Louisville City right on track. A chance to just continue putting that pressure on Indy 11 and St. Louis.
Remember, a week from today, they are going to get an opportunity. They'll get 6 days off. That 7th day, 8 p.m., Lynn Family Stadium. Indy 11 comes to town, 6-point swing. We'll see you there.
Incredible victory. Louisville City FC, 3rd time these teams met. They get the all-important 6-point swing. For all our crew here, including my partner, Devin Kerr, I'm Joe Malva. Thanks for tuning in this evening right here on ESPN+. And the USL Championship action doesn't stop. Look around, find another game. There's plenty more action tonight. But that's it for now from Louisville. The pup loved it. The fans loved it. Good night. Winners, Louisville City FC 4, Sporting Kansas City 2 had 1.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.